The reality of wildfires in the U.S., a growing catastrophe. In recent years, wildfires have become a critical and recurring issue across the United States, especially in states like California, Oregon, and Washington. As of 2025, wildfires continue to escalate, reaching unprecedented levels of intensity. Thousands of hectares of forests are scorched. Millions of wildlife lose their habitats, and communities are forced to evacuate to escape the disaster. These massive fires not only cause environmental destruction but also exacerbate climate change. The primary causes of wildfires can be categorized into two groups: natural and human-induced. Natural causes such as lightning strikes during dry weather are common, but many severe wildfires originate from human negligence. Careless disposal of cigarette butts, poorly managed campfires, or unsustainable forest exploitation are frequent contributors. The aftermath is devastating: environmental degradation, economic loss, and psychological trauma for both humans and other species. However, through the lens of Buddhism, these disasters also offer profound lessons on karma and humanity's responsibility toward nature. Karma in Buddhism: actions and consequences. In Buddhist philosophy, the law of karma, Paticca Samuppada, teaches that every action yields a corresponding consequence. When humans sow seeds of virtue, happiness and peace follow. Conversely, harmful actions, whether intentional or unintentional, lead to suffering. The wildfires in the U.S. serve as a vivid demonstration of karma, particularly the consequences of humanity's actions on the environment. 1. Cause: exploitation and destruction of nature. Unrestrained deforestation, excessive logging, and encroachment on natural habitats have disrupted the balance of ecosystems. Forests, often referred to as Earth's lungs, are critical to maintaining ecological equilibrium. When they are destroyed, the risk of wildfires rises due to reduced vegetation cover, diminished atmospheric moisture, and increasingly arid soil. 2. Cause: global warming. Climate change, largely driven by human activities such as fossil fuel combustion and greenhouse gas emissions, is a major factor intensifying wildfires. Prolonged and harsher summers caused by global warming create conditions where forests become tinderboxes ready to ignite. 3. Effect: natural disasters and suffering. What are the consequences of these causes? The devastating wildfires not only destroy property but also release toxic smoke, severely impacting human and animal health. Countless species are burned alive or left without shelter. Communities lose their homes and face immense loss and insecurity. Buddhist teachings on responsibility for nature. Buddhism emphasizes the interconnectedness between humans and nature. The Buddha taught that all beings and their environments are intricately linked in a web of mutual dependence. When humans harm nature, they inevitably harm themselves. 1. The principle of nonviolence, ahimsa. A core tenet of Buddhism is nonviolence, which applies not only to humans but also to all living beings and the environment. Destroying forests, disrupting ecosystems, or greedily exploiting resources constitutes an act of violence against nature. 2. Right action, sammakamanta. Buddhism teaches that all actions must be rooted in mindfulness and wisdom. This means understanding the consequences of our actions on the environment. Cutting down a tree, for instance, not only removes shade but also reduces carbon absorption, soil protection, and habitat for animals. 3. Respect for life, metta and karuna. Buddhism encourages loving kindness, metta, and compassion, karuna, for all living beings. In the face of wildfires, we must extend compassion not only to affected people but also to the creatures and environments that suffer. This sense of respect and love can guide us to act more responsibly toward nature. Lessons on karma and necessary actions. Wildfires in the U.S. are a stark reminder of the consequences of living irresponsibly toward the environment. However, within every crisis lies an opportunity for change and learning. From a Buddhist perspective, we can draw profound lessons. 1. Planting seeds of good karma for the environment. We can sow positive seeds by participating in forest conservation, reducing the use of unsustainable resources, and supporting reforestation initiatives. Small actions, like cutting down on single-use plastics or conserving energy, can help alleviate pressure on the environment. 2. Practicing mindfulness in daily life. Slowing down and practicing mindfulness can help us recognize the connection between our actions and nature. For example, switching to electric vehicles or minimizing unnecessary travel can significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. 3. Educating communities on environmental awareness. One of the most effective ways to drive change is through education and raising awareness. If people understand that their safety and well-being depend on the health of the environment, they will be more willing to take action to protect it. Conclusion: aligning with the flow of karma. Wildfires in the U.S. vividly illustrate the karmic relationship between human actions and their consequences. Buddhism not only provides insight into the causes of this disaster, but also points to a path for transformation. By practicing compassion, mindfulness, and living in harmony with nature, we can not only mitigate the risk of wildfires, but also build a more peaceful world. As the Buddha once taught, sow seeds of goodness, and you will reap fruits of peace. Now is the time to act, not just to protect nature, but to safeguard the future of humanity itself.